all, it's Michelle, the Southern Shell, and I am here to show you how to make these really cute rolled rose flower clips. Now I've got the clothespins on this end and I have the paper clips on this end, and I have, this is the back side, what they look like. So they're basically finished on both sides, and look how adorable those turned out. I'm just really pleased. Now, when you do a rolled rose, a lot of times they're done up and they're just really tight, but I just don't like the way that looks. And so what I do when I do it is I actually let it go a little bit and glue it that way. I'm going to show you how to make one with just basic stuff. Most people have paper clips. Most people have scrap paper. Most people have glue. If you have any extra ribbon, any type of things to put in there to give it a little bit more decoration. So what I'm going to show you here is we have them where I've actually torn them and where I've actually cut them. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to tear by using a little bit more scrap paper here. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to tear it into a basic square. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're tearing, and tearing will give it a little bit more interest. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start and I'm going to tear and kind of go up and down, but I'm going to tear it into a circle. And what you want to try to do is make sure that your pieces all the way around are approximately the same size. And you're just going to keep going and all the way around until you get to the center. Now this was a small piece of paper, and so it's not going to be a very big rose, but it will give you the idea of what the tore look will look like. And so once you get it tore all the way around, you see you just have that little square and it's tore. You want to try to make sure you don't have any straight edges, kind of give it a little bit of a tore look on whatever edge was straight there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bone folder. If you don't have a bone folder, you can use your fingers and just kind of work that paper backward a little bit onto what is going to be, this will be the outside of my flower, this will be the inside. So I am just working that paper so that whatever the petals are going to be, they're going to be tilted a little bit to the outside of my rolled flower. Now you can do it with your fingers here, or you can do it with a bone folder. And that's all you're going to do. Just bend it, bend it, bend it, bend it. Keep working it. You can go over it again. You don't have to just do it once. You can do it again to give it a little more definition. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it and you're going to roll it up. Now you can use your fingers or you can use a quilling tool. The quilling tool just has a little slit right in it there, and you're going to just put it over the edge at the very outside of your flower, of your tore paper, and then you're just going to roll it. Just like that, but you're going to want the bottom edges to match up. If you do not have a tool like that, you're just going to use your fingers. You're going to just bend it in and you're just going to roll it until you've got it all the way in. And making sure that you try to keep those bottom pieces, the bottom edge, all matched up. Now, because of my arthritis, it's much easier for me to use the tool. So I'm just going to pop this on there. And I'm just going to roll it. And I'm just going to keep those bottom pieces as even as possible. I don't have it super tight because I don't like that look. This is going to be just a little different than your tight rolled roses. Now there's a couple different things you can do if you don't like the tore paper popping through at the top if it's not a solid fill. I like to use double-sided paper so it doesn't matter, but I'll show you in a little bit how we change that. Now I've got the little piece at the bottom that I saved. I'm going to bend it so it sits flat, and I'm going to keep my hands around, and I'm just going to let that loosen up a little bit, and then you glue it on down. And I think that that is it's just so much prettier than that little tight wad of paper. I mean, here's one that's a little tighter, but I really like the way that one looks. So let's use, this is some double-sided paper. I'm going to use the scissors on this one, and I'm just going to come in and I'm going to just very randomly curvature as I cut around in a circle. And then when I get to the edge where I started, I'm going to just cut that off. And so that is gone, and you have a wonky circle or a circle-y square, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to come right on in, and I'm going to start, and I'm going to start coiling around this as I'm moving my scissors up and down to give that uneven look, but trying to make sure that this is the same width all the way around. And there you have it. Boing, boing, boing. It looks like a spring, doesn't it? All right, so now I take my bone folder and I just use that to very gently pull on this. So I'm pulling it to roll it to the outside so that all my petals will have a gentle lean to the outside. Make sure you have your hot glue gun on and heating up so that you don't have to worry about that. I get my little tool. I'm going to start at the outside, and I want the cheetah print on the inside, so I'm going to take it and roll it on the inside, just like that, trying to make sure I keep my bottom lined up right there as best I can. And it's going to be tight as you roll it. The bigger it is, the little harder it is to handle, but it's still not a difficult task. Just roll it on up. And you're going to get down to that little place that you saved at the end there. You're going to pull that tool right off. And now you have your little circle bit at the end, and you're just going to set it down. And you're going to let that open up just a little bit. The bottom has to open first. And there you have a larger rolled rose. And you want to make sure that it's going to be sitting on that piece right there when we get the glue on there. Okay, so we're just going to take a dollop of glue, hot glue here. We're going to put it on the bottom. Make sure we have it well covered. Because I let the flower spread out, I need to make sure I have that hot glue all over that bottom so that as I push this in and hold it, it's going to grab all of those bottom pieces. And now I'm going to lift it up, Looks like it's all grabbed. So look at that. Isn't that much prettier? I just think it's beautiful. So I've done that with these. Let's go ahead and get this Tor one glued on down there. Get that glue on there. Sit it right on that glue top. Push all the little pieces down into it. Some of these might need a little bit of coaxing to curl on over a little bit. I'm just going to use the end of my tool and just curl it. You can use a pen, you can use your bone folder, you can use your fingers. My fingers are a little big for that, so I'm using my little tool here. So now what I'm going to do is, for the tops of these, I want, especially on the Tor ones, I want the inside of the papers here to be covered. So I picked out some markers. Now these are just water-based markers, kind of like your Crayola. And all of mine I have a color swatch on, so I can kind of pull them up and match them to what I want to be on the flowers. And so I'm going to go ahead and take this, just a little brush foam tip, and I'm just going to kind of go, the longer you let it sit there, that is a water base, so it's going to soak right on in that paper. And it doesn't have to be perfect, because the colors on flowers are not perfect. They do variegate sometimes. They sometimes have some spots that are ready to fall off, and some that are just blooming, so their colors are just so different. We are not a florist making perfect flowers, as well as that would be. That is not real life. As I'm saying that, as I'm creating fake flowers, that's hilarious. Okay. So, and that's all I need on that one. Just enough to kick it up just a little bit. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and use the darker one on the cheetah print. So I'm just going to come on along and just let that sit a little bit as I go around those edges. There we have it. So that's all you need to do for those. I'll use, how about that color on this torn one? And because the paper's torn, it's going to soak into those edges a lot faster. Show you how to put one on a paper clip and then put a couple on clothespins. So I'm going to go ahead and use this small one for the paper clip. Now for the leaves. For the leaves, super easy. Now I used a punch, and you don't have to use a punch, but I used a punch, and I did, it's a 1-inch circle. So what you're going to do with your circle is you're going to fold it in half, and then you're going to come at the tip, and you're just going to do kind of the same thing you did when you were cutting your circles out. And now what you have is a leaf. Super easy. So for this particular one, my leaves and my flowers, I have some ribbon. I have a couple stamen. These are itty bitty stamen, so I just got a couple of those out. I think I'll use 2 on that. And then I think I'm going to use my black netting. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some glue on the back of my flower. And then there goes my paper clip. I'm just going to let that set up a minute. My stamen's going to go next. And then I'm going to take my netting and I'm going to twist it at the halfway point. I'm going to set that right down on top. Now I let that cool a little bit. That's why I can touch it. Okay, so now because I touched it when it was cooling, I have lovely little strings, but that's all right. So I'm going to sit that down and I'm going to take my ribbon, and once again I'm going to kind of twist it in the center so I have a thinner spot to glue down. I'm going to put a nice heavy dot of glue on there because I'm going to put the ribbon down, hold it nice and tight as I come in with my leaves. 1, and 2, right into the glue, and that should hold it right in place. And there you have this beautiful decorated paper clip. Now what I've done with the others is I've taken the ribbon and I've created little dovetails, fishtails, whatever you want to call them, right at the ends. Go from the folded side to the outside, and I am not looking for perfection. Remember, I have ham netting on here. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm looking just for something different. So there we have it. There's that one there, right on that paper clip. I think it turned out adorable, super cute. Okay, so let's do one on a clothespin. And so when you're doing it on a clothespin, it's a little easier. I'm going to start with the leaves because that's going to be our base. A nice little dollop of hot glue there. You put your leaves right on there. With the clothespin, you ended with the leaves because you were coming from behind. With paper clip, you were coming from behind. With the clothespin, you're starting with the leaves because you're building it up. And I've got a couple different ribbon colors here. I'm going to do this like silvery one, and I'm going to add some more little hot glue across there, and I'm going to put this pretty brown one. I'm going to add this pretty silver stamen right in the middle, and then I'm going to get my flower on there, and I want to make sure I have room to squeeze the paper clip. So that's going to go down just a little bit right there. Look how pretty that turned out. Let's go ahead and trim up. I'm not going to do anything with my ribbons there. I might just trim it off a little bit like that. Trim off the ham. And there you have it. Well, guys, what do you think? I had so much fun building these up and putting these together that I'm really just tickled the way they turned out. So you can squeeze the end, pop that right on there, take your paper clip, slide it right on there, and there you have it. Rolled rose clips for planners, journals, gifts, whatever you want to do with them. They turned out super cute. I'm so pleased. Guys, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you've not subscribed to my channel, I hope you will consider doing so by hitting that subscribe button. And if you want to know when I'm uploading a new video, hit that bell notification, and YouTube should notify you when I'm uploading a new video. As always, guys, stay safe, God bless, and bye for now.